Brilliant scientist Seth Brundle has unlocked the secret to teleportation. But when he goes through his machine, a common housefly accidentally goes through with him. At first, Seth feels rejuvenated and strong, but slowly he begins to mutate into a genetically spliced half-human, half-fly monstrosity that calls itself Brundlefly in the 1986 horror masterpiece, The Fly. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
I'm Caleb J.
I'm Colton Jenkins.
And this is Filmgazm. Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome to the Filmgazm podcast. I'm joined today by two of my esteemed colleagues to discuss what may be David Cronenberg's masterpiece, the 1986 remake of The Fly. Long time coming. I've been wanting to do this one on the show for a long time. I'm glad Cronenberg saw fit to give us a new body horror movie, so I had an excuse to break this out. What do you guys think?
I really like this movie. Admittedly, what's funny is that like Cronenberg, when it comes to my love for horror, I was very, 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 very late on. I'm still having to watch some stuff of his I haven't seen. The Brood's a big one right now. From his early work, I've seen luckily Rabbit and Shivers and whatnot. But you know, still got things like The Brood, Dead Zone, stuff like that to watch. So watching this literally was 2022. I saw this first time in 2018. And I really like it. I get why it's such a beloved film. Why many consider it to be his masterpiece or one of his masterpieces. I usually see this in Videodrome kind of competing for that with Cronenberg. So I get it. This movie, it kicks ass, and the transformation stuff's stellar. The chemistry between Davis and Goldblum, like, yeah, it's just an all-around great film.
Yeah. How about you, Colton?
I liked it too. I've only ever seen Crash, and I know it doesn't necessarily count, but Possessor. And this movie was fucking wild. Like, it made me feel, which again, you know, as I've talked about before, I like to feel things when I watch horror movies. And this movie didn't make me like cower or like, you know, go, or, you know, all that shit. But it made me, I wanted to look away, but I couldn't. Like, the makeup was well done. And I kind of felt bad for him. I felt really bad for him because that would suck. That would not be a good situation to be in, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely going to stop him from selling this on the mass market. Where it's like, yeah, I invented teleportation, but there's a good to fair chance that if anything else gets in that pod, you're not coming back.
I wanted him to just stop when he was ahead because, yeah, you can teleport inanimate objects, but just keep that, you know, like sell it to the post office or something, or Amazon. You know how many times I go, your delivery's on your way? No, it's not. It'll be here in 2 weeks. Are you kidding me? But with this device, it'll be like, you know, like when you order something on Amazon and then you're already waiting for the package, you're like, oh, maybe it's on its way. But like now it'll be right there.
Sure, but if you like order some Omaha steaks or something, it's going to show up all fucked up.
It'll taste synthetic.
Synthetic. I do like how, in a way, like, yeah, Possessor doesn't necessarily like, it's not Cronenberg, like David Cronenberg, but you saw what his son's doing now, which is already better than me. I actually have not seen either of Brandon's films yet, Antiviral or Possessor. I really need to watch both of them. So in a way, you've seen some of David Cronenberg with The Fly and what his father is real known for in the body horror, and therefore I can't really speak on it. I think, Connor, you have seen Brandon's Cronenberg stuff. I'm not sure.
I've seen Possessor, and
okay.
I was impressed. That was a really creepy, cool movie.
I was about to say, and then I'm sure, even though I haven't seen it, both of you, you know, Colton, now you've seen at least The Fly, and that you can kind of see the influences I'm sure his son draws from David Cronenberg, you know, from his dad, what his films, what he's doing with his stuff. Only 2 films in now, but already going strong. There's Eyzaguirre has great reviews. Possessor seems to have done even better for him. Like, I've heard a lot of just across the board great things about that movie.
Yeah, they're definitely related. They're definitely family because you can tell they're the same. But I feel like, again, I've only ever seen The Fly and Crash of David Cronenberg, but his son it seems like he's kind of more focused on the emotions of the people going through this shit, because Possessor was very like because Possessor, if you don't know, it's about like this company and they possess people. They're bounty hunter, they're assassins, but they do it by possessing other people to kill someone else for them. And it's a horrifying. It's horrifying to think about because that person is still there. They still comprehend what's going on. And then at the end of the movie, the guy, like, he starts realizing that he's not himself and that someone else is in his body. And it gets kind of crazy. But yeah, no, they're definitely related.
I would love if Brandon Cronenberg ended up like doing Disney films or something.
Oh my God.
Like, but still drawing influence from his dad a little bit. Like it's pretty straightforward, but then like occasionally there's something really fucked up.
Marvel just like they really want to go even more horror after Doctor Strange 2. Like, who can we get? That's the young voice. Oh, let's get this Cronenberg in here.
I can see that now. It's like in the year 2030, Brandon Cronenberg, Toy Story remake or something. I don't know.
Oh my God.
The toys start like, cracking open and like, I don't know. The plastic becomes flesh. I don't fucking know.
In the background, you can just see a toy of Brundlefly just walking around.
That is more horrifying than anything I've seen in the first Toy Story when the toys came out. I will say you touched on with like how Brandon with emotions and stuff. I would like, again, I haven't seen Brandon's work yet, but I can say like I get that in regard to what you mean with David's and that sometimes some with Cronenberg stuff, David Cronenberg stuff, it can feel almost like detached and emotional, just because that's to me like his style. That's David Cronenberg's style. Mm-hmm. What I like, and especially with The Fly, and once I would say like I know we can't say with the last commenter, but once you kind of go down more of these directors' works when you have the time, right? You'll notice because especially in The Fly, but also in things like Shivers and Rabid on Videodrome, that beneath all the grotesque stuff that Cronenberg's doing, beneath all the like the body horror stuff he's so well known for, he is really delivering on human emotion stuff. Like what I like about The Fly so much is that like yes, it's known for its transformation. That makeup still holds up to this day when he's transforming, but it's all wrapped around a love story and what these two would do for each other. And even then, if you look at like why this happens to him, it's rooted in a very human reaction that he had, and human emotion. So that's what's to me always beautiful, is that with all this grotesque stuff, deep down beneath that is very much human emotion and reactions and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah, I agree. I don't think I would continue to sleep with a fly person.
I would not either.
No, but like she keeps like there's a point in this movie when he like looks, he's Brundlefly at this point, and she like hugs him. I'm like, yo, I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch him.
I don't care about his sexual potency at that point, because they make a quick reference where it's like, we've been doing this for hours. I'm like, is that even fun at that point? Like, come on, guys. Like, even as a guy, after all, I'm like, look, it's been 10 minutes. I am pooped. I need to rest.
Yeah. Oh God.
So before we get further into The Fly, I do have one quick update on the Rewind. As usual, we're updating our past episodes on the first 3 Scream movies. New Scream in production. There's going to be constant updates. Got one good, one bad. So first with the good, Dermot Mulroney has joined the cast in the role of just a police officer. That's all we got so far. And also the film is reportedly the goriest Scream yet and features a particularly bloodthirsty and vicious Ghostface, which they're really hammering home. So looking forward to that. Unfortunately, go ahead.
Real quick, how much you want to bet that people want to take that and run with it and be like, so Stu, Matthew Lillard coming back?
I mean, if anybody's if anybody's gonna be vicious and bloodthirsty and really want to make his mark, it's gonna be the return of Stu Macher. We'll see.
It's been such a fan theory since like the first movie. It's like, all right, let's just let it go, people.
If fucking Scream 3 hadn't leaked, it would have been that. That's exactly what would have happened.
I know. No one's let it go since.
Unfortunately, Neve Campbell will not be returning as Sidney Prescott. I think a lot of people were, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the way it went down is pretty shitty. It's now a pretty public pay dispute after Neve Campbell said, quote, "Sadly, I won't be making the next Scream film. As a woman, I've had to work extremely hard in my career to establish my value, especially when it comes to Scream. I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate to the value I have brought to the franchise." Shit. I cannot believe that they fucking lowballed her and now she's out after 5 movies. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother to read what fucking dumbasses are going to be saying online on like Twitter, on film Twitter, because I'm sure there's people already being like real vile and like, oh, how can you do this? How can you turn this? Like, well, from the way it's sounding from her, what she's given out is that they lowballed her after like her appearing in all 5 films, her being one of the 3 faces of the franchise, the final goal of the franchise. Like, they lowballed her, and she said, if you can't meet that budget that you want to give me, that you were able to give me in Scream 5, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, that's the thing. They were able to work it out for part 5. So clearly, there's some wiggle room here, but I guess Paramount doesn't think that.
Apparently, and 5 was a huge success. So it's like, why won't you be able to pay her what she wants? Because 5 was a huge hit. Like, you.
Yeah. If anything, it should have given her more negotiating power, and they should have been willing to bargain. But I wonder if that's all there is, because it's a pretty clean break for a long time association. So it's a shame. I hope the film doesn't suffer because of it.
Mm-hmm. Same, because I don't know how into the Scream franchise you are, Colton, but I know for me, like, don't get me wrong, like, I love her in the movies. But one of the things I really liked about Scream 5 was the very bold choice they made, in particular with Dewey. Incredibly bold. And I liked it because I'm like, look, we were talking about before recording, if you want this franchise to keep going the way they obviously want it to, you have to break away from these 3 core people. That actors are now in their 50s, they're going to be in their 60s, 70s, so on. Like, they can't keep doing this fucking franchise. Yeah. So move on. Let them. How many times is Sidney Prescott going to get involved in this shit? Like, let it be done. Let her character be done.
5 times.
5 times. Let her character be done. And just move on with the new. Like, look, you got your win with fucking Hayden Panettiere coming back. Take that for what it's worth, okay? Because if you're announcing that tells me she's not a cameo. She's like going to be in a supporting role at the very least. Like, take that. Have her fucking take over. She's in her 30s, 40s. Well, she can do this for as long as she fucking feels like it. And just have that. Like, you don't need to keep bringing. Like, I thought their story personally was very final in Scream 5. Like, I wasn't clamoring for them to come back in Scream 6.
I mean, if they really wanted to, make this a change of pace story, and I know they can't do this now, but I thought it would have been really cool if they mirrored the beginning of Scream and had Neve Campbell be killed off at the beginning of the movie.
That I would have been down for that. I wonder if they had plans for that. What if that's going to be what leaks? Like, that was the plan, and then this happened.
Yeah, that would suck, because that would have been epic, and that would have very much put a nobody is fucking safe vibe on this movie.
Yeah, and more if that was like the pay issue came in. She's like, well, if you want to do that, like, you got to give me a little bit extra. If this is like my final
blood pays.
Yeah.
My blood's green, so let's do this. I don't know. I wonder if we'll ever know the whole story, but as far as it is now, Neve Campbell has turned down Scream 6. So There it is. Well, with that, The Fly. So I first saw this film back when I was like 12 or something. I just remembered somebody in my family was like, it's a really good movie. I think this was shortly after I saw The Thing or something. So there was a period of my late childhood where my family was just like, well, you got to watch this movie and you got to watch this movie. And they just showed me a whole bunch of random shit. The Fly was among them. And it was just vicious and gruesome and unlike anything I'd ever seen. And I was very much like, what's going to happen next time we see him? Like, every time we leave Seth, the next time we see Seth, I'm like, what fell off this time?
At one point, it's a penis. I didn't realize it was in shot too.
Yeah.
When they're going over his mask account, I was like, wait a minute. I paused. I was like, That's his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for it this time. I was like, I know his dick came off, and I know Cronenberg's going to put it in the movie. So where is it? But yeah, it's cemented in my head, and it never left. This was my introduction to Cronenberg, and I've seen a good chunk. There's still some heavy hitters I haven't seen. Rabid and Shivers have escaped me thus far, but I have seen Videodrome and Scanners and The Brood. I'm looking forward to seeing Crimes of the Future, and yeah, he's just the best when it comes to just like living death. You know what I mean? Just like human rot, but for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking freaky, man. Like the vision this dude has, like a just techno death in all its glory. I don't know where it comes from, but it's amazing.
It's what you get when you have an atheist that is fascinated with our own mortality on this planet and death, and he is a really damn good director.
Yeah,
the vision.
Yeah, I wonder why he took a break from the visceral horror to do some Viggo Mortensen crime dramas.
Before he took his break, he had kind of said, I think he was getting kind of tired, if you will. So was making some comments prior and even after where he was kind of like, I don't know if I can, return to body horror and blah, blah, blah. And he seemed kind of like he may have been, because he did so many, he had that kind of that boost in his career so much. He was kind of like wiped a little bit and needed to recharge. And that's the feeling I got. And I think now I'm on everyone being like, I think it's like 79, like, or something like that. He is late 70s. Like he's not a young man. I think now more than ever, he is wanting to go back, less because it's horror and it's, I'm going back to it's. I get the feeling, especially for Crimes Feature, it's him going back to exploring ideals he explored early in his career, especially him being older now. That again, that idea of mortality and death, as at his age, I think has fascinated him even more than ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Looking through Cronenberg's filmography, I didn't realize that he's remaking his own movie with Crimes of the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he made a movie in 1970 called Crimes of the Future, and now he's kind of building on that. So that's pretty cool that he's doing that.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we'll talk a bit more about Cronenberg in a bit here, but first, how did The Fly happen? The Fly is a remake of the 1958 film of the same name, starring Vincent Price, Patricia Owens, and David Hedison, which was in turn based on the 1957 short story by George Langolin, which was published in a November issue of Playboy magazine. And basically it's Playboy has stories too.
Like you're jerking off and then you turn the page and it's like, oh, all right, I'm going to put my dick away.
That's why you clean the pages so they don't get sticky, and then you can read the articles.
You take care of yourself, you clean up, and you enjoy a good story.
Yeah.
Don't flip the page during, because then you won't want to finish. You'll be turned off. Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
You can't read The Fly and then jerk off. You got to do it the other way around.
What if like you're jerking? It's like if you get like for some reason invested in the story of porn, you're just like reading the article, and next thing you know, you're like not even jerking off. You're just deeply invested in the article.
You're reading an erotic story. You're jerking it. You drop the magazine. You're like, fuck. You pick it up and you resume reading what you think was the story, but now you're reading The Fly, and you don't realize it till it's too late.
Oh my god!
You learn something about yourself you didn't know.
What we're really saying here is Playboy had articles beneath the boobs and tits.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyone who ever told you that they read Playboy for the articles is a fucking liar.
Yeah. And
unless you're David Cronenberg, then maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had to read it for research.
Sure.
He's in his office for hours at a time. Just anybody knocks, I'm doing research.
Also, you know what? Just Playboy, fuck you for trying to act like you had articles to read. Take a cue out of Hustler. They know what they're about.
I got nothing but respect for Larry Flint, who was just pro free speech and tits and ass. Like, who can't relate to that?
I love it, like, because you have Playboy, it's like, no, we're articles. And then you have Hustlers, like, fuck articles. Tits and puss right there.
Fucking hell. But in 57, this guy published his story, The Fly, in Playboy, and then it became a Vincent Price movie, which Josh and I covered on episode 111 in November of 2020.
Which was funny enough. I thought was for this movie. So I went to go listen to it. I was like, this isn't Cronenberg's The Fly. Why do they keep bringing up Vincent Price? And I looked at the year and went, ah, shit. Well, I've already started this and I'm going to finish it now.
So you started watching the wrong one. I
This is
almost
what-
did.
You almost watched the 58 Fly?
I did. So for some reason, the Voodoo wasn't working for me. So I was like, oh shit, I'll just rent it on YouTube. So I went to YouTube and I typed in The Fly and I pushed rent. But right before I clicked purchase, I looked at the year and it said, 1956 or whatever it said. And I was like, this is definitely not the right one. So that was close. Close.
That would have been funny because we would have been talking about just vicious, horrific shit. And you'd be like, it wasn't that bad.
I thought about that. I for a second, I was like, what if I watched the wrong one and I just continued the podcast,
I hope Caleb and I would catch you pretty quickly. I hope we would, but I don't know.
The moment you bring up Vincent Price, I'm like, wait a minute, what are we talking about right now?
It's like, yeah, I really like Vincent Price. I really like, his work. And like, whoa. Oh god.
Whoa. Who directed this movie? Tell me right now.
But in that episode, I don't really like the 58 Fly. I think it's pretty boring. I think it's a weak film. I don't like the way people act in that movie. Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It's a product of the 80s. Those 80s creature features.
No, the 50s.
Or 50s, whatever.
Yeah, I like this one.
Look, because we've talked about both, I'm mixing up my decades. And also, I had a quick scare because someone dropped something on the floor above me. And I was like,
I don't really like. There's a line I think of when I start to enjoy movies. I think before, I don't know, 75. I don't like them. I don't like the movies. I don't know.
Oof. All right, I'm gonna change that.
I don't know. I don't know what year it came out in. But Night of the Living Dead. I really like the movie. But it's not like a movie I can watch all the time because I tried to watch it recently and I got to the point to where the guy yells at, he's constantly yelling at the woman because she does nothing but complain. But he's trying to barricade the walls. And I was like, this is fucking boring. It's I want zombies to kill people. Come on.
I don't want to take this, Connor, because I just at work today got into a whole thing why I think the Batman is the best Batman film. And I just don't have it in me right now.
I got it. I haven't argued in a few days.
Sorry, Colton. Sorry.
No.
Night of the Living Dead is one of those, trailblazer movies where we don't get all these movies of zombies eating people unless we get this movie.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
And it's a good one. And spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about it again in a few weeks. But
Cool.
yeah, it's great. I disagree with. I think every decade has great films to offer, and we do this all the time on Oscar Sunday, where we've gone from 1929 to last year, and the scope of film is so grand that you just have to find good stuff. Because there's shit movies in every decade, but there's also masterpieces in every decade.
Oh yeah.
You just got to know where to find it. And I will help you.
Thank you. I want the help. I feel like I was gonna make a Star Wars reference because I have Star Wars playing in the background, but I'm not that person.
I was wondering.
I'm a young student. What was that?
I was wondering what was playing in the background TV. I fucking the shit out of the TV behind you. It's what is he watching?
I'm not watching anything. I put it on honestly because you guys have cool backgrounds with movies. So I panicked and I was like, I don't know. I'll put on Star Wars in the background. I don't know. Hopefully that'll be something.
It's funny.
When are you going to fuck up? There's going to be porn playing back there. And I'm what the hell is going on?
Yeah, he's watching Grundlefly or something.
Oh my God. If it helps, I just had a big old debate at work today when I apparently made the hot take comment that I find The Batman to be the best Batman film we've got.
It is.
And I quickly had to defend why I do like things about the Dark Knight trilogy and things about Michael Keaton's Batman. I also have certain flaws about it that hold it back. Whereas the Batman, I have very little to almost no flaws with that movie. But that's a conversation for another day. What I always recommend and what helped me as I was becoming a more bigger movie fan and stuff like that and getting into classics is you can ask Connor. I'm very big into context when it comes within watching your film context and what the film's trying to achieve. So that could be a way that helps you or like maybe just do your research on the film first and see like what were they trying to achieve with it, what was the significance, you know what I mean? Like with like Psycho, for example, you know, a lot of people are like, why do they show a toilet flushing? Well, for anyone watching might just be like, why would they show that? But what what most people don't know is that was actually very risque. You didn't see that in 1960s films. You know, that was people don't go in the bathroom in film, so you don't see a toilet flushing. So it's like it's that kind of stuff where I'm like, if it helps, it might help you, may not, but you can try like just doing some research, what they were going for, what was kind of happening at that time, what they were achieving with that film. It might help a bit with like older, more classic films.
And also, you know, this show will go in that direction from time to time. And, you know, this talking them through always kind of helps you kind of figure out what you liked, what you didn't like. And that'll be good for you too.
It's almost like taking yourself and saying, let me get out of this then ward I'm living in now and going back to that time. Something that I that when people don't even try bugs me. Like the fact that you're trying, awesome, and I do respect that. It's when people don't try that bug me. They're like, oh, I can't watch it because it's just too corny, or like they couldn't get, they say all this stuff that's really offensive. It's like, well, yeah, it was a different time that fucking film came out. Like,
oh yeah,
you got to take that into account. Like the 50s is much different than 2022. Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm glad I don't know as much about movies as I thought I did, because now I can learn.
Yeah, and I don't consider myself a master in any sense of the word. You know, I'm on my own cinematic journey. You know, there's a bunch of classics I've never seen, and I just like to take them one film at a time and find what I can.
I like to act like I'm a master, but I'm not.
Oh, I know.
I was playing a board game with I was playing Blockbuster with a couple of friends a couple weeks ago, and one of the cards, it was like a speed round. So you say a movie and then the next person says a movie, and the topic we got was movies with twins, and I can name like 2 movies with twins, maybe. I was like, oh, Harry Potter, and that's it. I don't know any other movie that has a twin in it. Apparently, I've never seen a movie in my life. Yeah.
Caleb, I'd love to play that game with you, because honestly, I don't know what would happen.
That's true. I'm about to say The Shining, so it immediately went through my head.
Oh yeah, Shining, yeah.
Because we're talking Cronenberg, I immediately thought of Dead Ringers.
Ooh, yeah. Jeremy Irons.
Yeah. Cool. What I just don't like about 58's The Fly is Vincent Price is immediately like, well, I guess I'll just go bang my sister-in-law. Like, it's so quick to like, well, that's over with. Like, no one mourns the scientist in that movie. Everyone's like, well, the monster's dead. Let's go have iced tea. It's so weird.
Now that he's gone, I'm going to go sleep with my sister-in-law.
Yeah. And the sister-in-law's like, well, I never loved him anyway. I loved you. It's like,
I've always wanted your Vincent Price dick.
Oh my God.
I bet he called it like Dr. Fives or something.
Oh no.
The Mask of the Red Death.
Take me to the House of Wax, Vincent.
You know, this is sort of on topic. The creepiest thing, the thing that made me feel the most uncomfortable, is going to be weird, but on the Nightmare Before Christmas DVD, there's a short film called Vincent.
Oh yeah,
it's about this kid who wants to be Vincent Price, and that scares the shit out of me to this day. Like, I genuinely can't watch it, and anytime I think about Vincent Price, I think of that film, and I hate it because it is. I don't know what it is about the film. It's so fucking creepy.
I've seen Vincent. Yeah, I agree with you. Pretty creepy.
Test. Good
precursor to Burton's animated work.
Yeah.
So The Fly ruminated in pop culture for a while until it was picked up in 1986 by comedy legend Mel Brooks. There is a production company, Brooks Films.
He has a lot of non-comedy films on his production company, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. And nobody we'll get into that in a bit here, but like, nobody told the public that this Mel Brooks produced remake of The Fly wasn't funny. And, so this was Brooks' second collaboration with producer Stuart Kornfeld, with whom he had previously financed David Lynch's The Elephant Man. So he's got a good track record for picking non-comedy productions. David Cronenberg was their first choice to direct, but he could not accept as he was developing Total Recall with Dino De Laurentiis.
That is interesting.
Yeah, so he had to say no. And they were like, well, I guess we'll go with this young guy, Robert Bierman, who was pretty new. And he was forced to leave production early after his daughter accidentally died in a tragic accident.
Jesus Christ. That's a reason.
Yep. He had to be like, I need a 3-week break. And Mel Brooks is like, all right, we'll check back with you in 3 weeks. And they checked back and he's like, I can't do it. They're like, we get it. It's okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, shit got dark. At that point, though, Laurentiis' Total Recall fell apart and Cronenberg was free. So
Hey.
he accepted The Fly. Isn't it funny how things work out like that? They're like, I can't do it. I'm doing Total Recall. And then, we get Total Recall by Paul Verhoeven and The Fly by David Cronenberg because things happen.
And it worked out because I love both movies. I'm a big Total Recall fan, as you know.
I know. David Cronenberg, also known as the King of Venereal Horror and the Baron of Blood. Those are some killer nicknames.
Venereal horror.
Venereal horror.
The worst STDs you can think of. Cronenberg conceived a way to make it.
They called me the Baron of Blood in school. I'm just kidding. That makes no sense. I'm sorry. I thought that was funny. It was funnier in my head, and then I said it. I'm sorry.
I thought it was pretty fun. Venereal horror. I mean, you got to really go for the jugular for people to be like, nobody does better, like, tumors than this guy.
So it's not really like what kind of. I can't even I didn't know that was a subgenre. Like the only movie that popped in my head outside of Cronenberg is It Follows.
There's no way in fuck I'm gonna Google venereal horror just to see because I'm gonna get something that I don't want to see.
I'm about to say it's not gonna give you movies. It's gonna give you like the Google Images is the king of saying, "Oh, you were searching for this. We're gonna give you this instead."
It's gonna give me like the most disgusting cases of syphilis I've ever seen in my life, and I don't want to see that.
Blue waffles, anything you can think of.
God.
I Googled it.
Oh boy.
Guess what came up?
What?
David Cronenberg is the top result.
That's perfect.
Oh God, yeah.
He's the best. And it looks like his new one is going to be full venereal, so we will see. We talked about a lot of his films.
Sorry, I'm still. It Follows is on here. Rosemary's Baby is on here. The Fly. Yeah. Prometheus is on here. Why?
I don't understand Rosemary's.
I don't know why Prometheus is on there, but
I think the whole Alien franchise can be classified as venereal horror because of the insertion.
Ah, okay, yeah, maybe. Yep.
Oh yes,
I see that. Okay,
they do have an horror fixation.
Yeah, Alien is the ultimate,
ultimate head.
Well, I was gonna say like the ultimate
oh my God.
evidence of like for pro-choice.
That too.
Good head, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that's interesting. I never thought of venereal horror as a subgenre, but now some movies are clicking like, yeah, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, things like It Follows comes to mind. It's the whole idea of which is a great movie. If you hasn't seen it, great fucking movie. But the idea of if you have sex, this thing will follow you until it kills you. And it will not stop following you.
They could just put it in a box or something.
How would you put it in a box?
You get one of your friends that's not trying to kill fuck and just have them lock it in a box and then put the box in the river.
Just do a force field.
How do you get a force field?
If you tell it force field, it just stops. It goes,
so here's a really dark concept, like you just said. What if now this is really dark. What if you fuck someone who was minutes away from death? I'm just saying. Well, then
they'll kill it, and then
when
that person dies, it just goes back down the line to the next person. So eventually, it's going to come back to you.
Well, never mind then.
You have to be a whore and slut your fucking goods around, and then hope that someone else is whoring and selling their goods around, so that you're 1,001 on the list.
Yeah, you got to be a gigolo in the red light district of Amsterdam for a year and a half, and you'll be fine.
Oh, so it doesn't stop following you once you've had sex with someone. It'll kill that person, then go to you.
If you pass the curse on through sex, and then it goes after that person. But if it kills that person, it goes back to the person who gave it the curse. So it just keeps going back down the line.
Oh my God.
Pretty good movie. Just for kicks, some of Cronenberg's non-horror flicks. Eastern Promises, it's a pretty good movie. Cosmopolis, A Dangerous Method, A History of Violence. Pretty good movies. I haven't seen two of them, but the two I have seen.
Most of these with Viggo Mortensen. Frozen, that was his thing. Was I'm not going to do horror. I'm going to do a lot of traumas with Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, worked out. Now they're doing another horror film together.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out ultimately in his favor, but it's just fine to me.
Yeah. Every director's got their guy. Everybody. John Carpenter had Kurt Russell. The Coens have Francis. And yeah. I mean, she is married to one of them, so yeah, she's gonna say yes. But Cronenberg for a while had Viggo, and that's been a pretty good working relationship. I haven't seen A Dangerous Method because it sounds boring as shit. It's about Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung developing psychotherapy.
Oh.
And then Keira Knightley's there, and she's like trying to fuck both of them.
A lot of philosophizing.
But I'm thinking it's also Cronenberg, though, so it can't be 100% drama. There's got to be some weird shit in there.
Yeah.
We'll see. Jeff Goldblum, Oscar nominee. Jeff Goldblum. Didn't know that till this research. He was cast as Seth Brundle. Goldblum is nominated for Best Live Action Short Film for 1996's Little Surprises. Good for him. Some of his notable films include Jurassic Park, Independence Day, Deep Cover, The Big Chill, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Thor Ragnarok, and Transylvania 65000. Which a lot of people don't consider one of his greatest films. I will go to bat for that stupid ass movie any day. Goldblum, this is his crowning achievement as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's usually just playing Jeff Goldblum, but he pulls out a whole new set of skills I didn't know he had for The Fly.
Yeah.
I liked how he was.
I was gonna say this is tough for me to say it's my favorite Jeff Goldblum. It's probably gonna be Jurassic Park just because of how much I love Jurassic Park, but this is probably my second favorite Goldblum. Like, he is just firing on all cylinders. So it's great.
Yeah, for sure. I do love myself some Rotting Away Goldblum. I also love Dinosaur Fighting Goldblum. I love Saving the Earth with a Computer Virus Goldblum. I love weird alien like pimp Goldblum from Thor 3. He's fun.
Oh, yeah. I really liked him in this movie because he's very just when he just Jeff Goldblum on his own. He's very just the way his mannerisms fit this character so well, like a weird dorky scientist. At the beginning of the movie, I thought I didn't realize that the transition hasn't happened yet, so I thought he was already kind of crazy. And when he was leading her to he wasn't gonna rape her or anything, but when he was bringing her back to his lab, I was like, holy shit, is he gonna kill her? He's being really creepy. And then he sits down, starts playing the piano. Like as soon as they walk in, he starts playing the piano. And she's like, oh, I think I better leave. And he's like, no, because if you leave, I'll have to kill you. I was like, oh my God, is he a psychopath? But nope, that's just Jeff Goldblum.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, he comes off as very odd and eccentric and creepy. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder who else could have done this. I know that I was looking into who was suggested. Michael Keaton was offered the role.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he could pull it off. That young Mark Kane, because this was before Batman, so this is him still trying to prove himself technically.
Yeah, this was pre-Beetlejuice. This would have been his big movie.
Interesting.
And then Mel Gibson.
No, dude. No.
I don't see Mad Max being able to pull this one off.
No.
Well, he apparently thought the same because he said, well, I've already signed on to do this little film called Lethal Weapon. So
no.
He does The Fly. We don't get Martin Riggs.
It's true. He is great in the Lethal Weapon movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Goldblum's just always consistently great. You know what I mean? Like between this and Independence Day, Jurassic Park, Thor Ragnarok, like the guy is just fucking awesome. I love seeing him in interviews. Like he is just a cool dude. I cannot wait for Friday when I'll be going to see the new Jurassic World movie and seeing him back on the screen in this franchise that I have so near and dear to my heart. So I cannot wait for that. Like I said, probably my second favorite performance from him, but my first, I can't. Jurassic Park's my favorite film of all time. So I mean, that was my introduction to Goldblum. I love him so much in that movie.
Yeah, I get it. I remember seeing this meme. I don't know if he ever said this, but I loved it. It was Goldblum going like, people always ask me the same question. Is it pronounced Goldblum or Goldblum? And I always tell them the same thing. How dare you speak to me?
You have to do it in his voice. You have to do the, Have you seen his
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen his he has like a travel show? Have you seen his it's not really a travel show. I guess it is. Yeah, have you seen his travel show? I'm gonna call it a travel show.
The World According to Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
I have not.
Like there's an episode where he goes to like a jean factory, like denim jeans, and he gets so fucking excited about every aspect of making the denim jeans, and it's the best. It's just the best thing ever. It makes my heart smile.
Of course, he would be all excited about denim.
It's actually really funny because of him. Like, there's one episode on tattoos, and he gets so like into finding out about tattoo culture and stuff like that. He's really funny, and he always seems like genuinely like really excited to learn this stuff.
Yes, he does.
He just seems like he's figured out some secret of enjoying life that the rest of us have yet to tap into. And I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Transylvania 65000?
No.
It is a weird movie. It was made entirely to settle some sort of debt with Yugoslavia.
What?
I swear to God, it's the weirdest story. And it's Goldblum and Ed Begley Jr. are reporters for like a shitty tabloid magazine. And their boss sends them to Transylvania to find evidence of Frankenstein's monster.
Oh my God.
And they get to Transylvania, and it's a really nice place. It's like everyone's really friendly. It's very cute. It's sunshiny. But there's something weird going on in this town regarding Frankenstein. And they start thinking, holy shit, is it actually real? But then it's so weird. It was Michael Richards, Kramer from Seinfeld. It was like his first movie. He plays this weird butler dude named Ragu, who's always playing pranks on people.
Oh my God.
It's a very odd movie. It's where Goldblum and Geena Davis met. It was their first movie together. Geena Davis plays like a nymphomaniac vampire who is constantly trying to fuck Ed Begley Jr.
Right on.
It's the strangest movie, man.
I do like how his pose in Jurassic Park, the very clearly like sexy 90s Goldblum pose. I think they like made a statue out of it. So they did something crazy with it to forever memorialize it. And I'm like, it only makes sense because I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's 90s bloom.
I love the gif of Sam Neill laying on his belly, like the Triceratops. That's perfect. Oh, yeah, Goldblum is great. But you know who else is great? Oscar winner Geena Davis, who stars as journalist Veronica Quaife. Davis won her Oscar for her performance in 1988's The Accidental Tourist, was also nominated for 1991's Thelma and Louise. She was also given the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award in 2020. Some of her notable films include Beetlejuice, A League of Their Own, The Long Kiss Goodnight, Stuart Little, and the TV series Commander-in-Chief. This was pretty much her first film too. They producers wanted an unknown, and Geena Davis in 1986 qualified. She's great. I love her as the unwitting journalist who just doesn't quite understand what's going on until it's too late.
Yeah. No, she's really good, and like, it's nice when you see films like this where you find out that the two romantic leads are very much in a relationship in real life, and they actually share chemistry. Because how many times have you watched film where you're like, oh yeah, they're dating in real life, and you're like, well, I don't fucking see it on camera. I don't know what the hell happened, but the camera's giving me just nothing. But you really, they got chemistry. Like, they have such great chemistry on the screen together that you really believe their love story. And and yeah, you believe you get why she's like getting into this, both for like the professional reason at first, but also the intrigue she has with this guy of like, who is this man? Like, so you get it, you're along for the ride. And I'm just going to get away now. She's hot as hell. I'm just gonna get that out of my system now. Dear God.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude.
My favorite Geena Davis performance. I love The Fly, but it's got to go to Beetlejuice, just because, like Caleb with Jurassic Park, Beetlejuice is, very dear to my heart. One of my favorite films since I was a child, and I just love everyone in that movie. But yeah, she's great. I wonder, I feel like she had a bit of a career drop after Thelma and Louise. Like, she kind of just disappeared for a while.
She's been focusing on humanitarian stuff, and I did hear that she it was on for 2 seasons, but that Extras TV show that I've heard is actually really good. I heard she was on it. Yeah, as like a recurring role, and she apparently got a lot of praise. So she's been, I think, doing stuff here and there, just not as active as she used to be.
Yeah, she's done a lot of TV work. It's just weird when somebody gets like an Oscar nomination, is on top of the world at Hollywood, and then they just don't do anything. It's weird. You want to know like what happened there.
Yeah.
But it makes sense if she was, focusing on humanitarian work and just, getting work where she could get it, so where it wasn't interfering with like her passion. I respect that. Her marriage to Goldblum only lasted like a couple years. They were married. Yeah, they got married for.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, actually, I can. I was looking at it the other day.
Marriage.
It
was like a 2-3 year marriage, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, lucky.
Jeff Goldblum had a history of getting into relationships with his co-stars. Yeah. All right. They were married in 1987, divorced a couple years after that. He also married. He was engaged to Laura Dern after Jurassic Park. Yeah, he just, dude.
He got like every it goal of that decade. He was like, well, Geena Davis is like, I'm gonna go for Laura Dern next.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Yep, and now he's with a chick that's like some gymnast that's like 30 years his fucking junior.
Yeah, he had his first kid at like 53.
I'm at a point. Look, man, I'm at a point now being less like single and no kids as long as I've been like going to be 30 by the end of the year. Like, if I'm hitting like my 50s, even my 40s, I'm like, look, it's not happening. I'm not trying to fucking have a kid at this point in my life. I'll get the surgery done.
You want to hear a crazy fucking statistic? This has nothing to do with film at all. Just a wild ass story I found out about. The 10th president, John Tyler, has a living grandson.
What?
John Tyler had like 30 kids or something, and he had kids well into his 80s. And then those kids had kids into their 80s. And now he's got he had 2. One of them died a few years ago, but there's a living grandson to the 10th president right now, which is fucking, he's like in his 90s, but holy shit.
That is insane.
So, yeah.
You know what else is crazy that I heard about?
What?
There was a point in time in which Abraham Lincoln, the fax machine, and samurais existed at the same time. So technically, Abraham Lincoln could have sent a fax to a samurai at some point.
That's amazing. The fax machine, really?
Yeah. Huh. Because I think the samurai stopped being a thing in like the 50s, I think.
Yeah, I think World War II kind of ended the reign of the samurai, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about Japanese history to proclaim that.
Really run towards people with guns. It seemed a little futile at that point.
I can see a samurai getting into a car. End of the day's work. Time to go home.
Does he keep the sword strapped on, or does he put it in the back seat?
Always strapped.
Always strapped, dude.
That's great. Our final guy to talk about is character actor John Goetz, who plays obsessive ex-boyfriend turned hero Stathis Borans. Some of his other films include Zodiac, The Social Network, Born on the 4th of July, Trumbo, and Blood Simple. And he's had some cool roles, but he is such a scummy bastard in this movie.
I hate him. Who the fuck goes into your like? Okay, all right. So I am recently. I was about to say divorced. I've recently broken up with. I'm not gonna go to my ex's apartment and just use her fucking shower because that's how you get the cops called on you. How the fuck did she not call the police? Like, I would freak out if my ex was in my shower when I got home from work. And on top of that, he's her boss. The whole thing is just gross, man.
Dude, when she demands her key back and he's like, I think I'll keep it.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
I
kept waiting for Brundlefly to bite this guy's head off at some point.
Yeah. I said no. I always think a movie's doing a good job when because talking takes a lot of work out of me, so whenever like something happens on screen, if I audibly say something, the movie's doing a good job. And in that moment I was like, no, don't, what the fuck, take the key.
I think I went like ugh a couple times, not to Brundlefly falling apart, but to this guy's fucking behavior.
I gave her advice when he said, like, I think I'll keep it on. I literally went to her, she was like, did you fucking bitch, you dumb bitch, need to hurry up and change the locks or call the cops. Make an executive decision right now. I was like, because he shouldn't be able to just get into your damn place.
Yep. I also just now like realized there's only 3 people in this movie.
Yeah, unless you count the like random bar chick he picks up. But yeah.
You don't think gynecologist is David Cronenberg?
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Probably because no one else wanted to hold the fucking maggot baby.
I texted you at that scene. I was like, fucking worm baby. That's hot.
So many actresses turned down this movie because of that scene. They were like, I'm not doing that.
He still has the worm baby in his house somewhere.
He does?
I said, do you think? 'Cause I would.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm keeping this and I'm taking it home.
If I was, I've often thought about like if I was a director, I would keep mementos for my films. I get Cronenberg's got to have like, the worm, one of the fetus from the brood, like just random weird ass shit sitting
He
around.
just goes and looks at fetus every so often. Just
He does the thing she does in the movie. He just starts licking it.
yeah, just every so often.
Oh.
Puts it back down. He's like, all right, now for a good day's work.
He can't start the day without licking the fetus. That's like that's how he starts the day. Oh boy. The Fly has an IMDb score of 7.6, Rotten Tomatoes score of 93%. Everyone loves The Fly. It was a huge hit, grossing $60 million on a budget of $15 million. It won an Oscar for Best Makeup and spawned a critically reviled sequel in 1989. So on top of everything, this is also one of the few horror films to have won an Oscar. Love that.
I know.
I think more horror films. Go on.
I was going to say what's funny is that people never talk about the Oscars. If they don't change it to like, well, we nominated a suspense movie, they're like, don't talk about it. Like they're just like, we're going to act like it never happened.
I would love to see somebody try to convince me that The Fly was a psychological thriller. Like, fuck you.
Well, actually, delve into the psychology of
But yeah, it doesn't happen often, and when it does happen, it is usually in the technical department, especially makeup. Actually, a lot of horror films have won Best Makeup, which is pretty cool. A lot of werewolf movies.
Yeah. It's always fun to me if like they can't get away with it, because obviously like Silence of the Lambs, they had to sit there because they nominated it for like the big awards. So they were like, oh shit, it's actually a suspense, guys, it's a psychological thriller. But then when they do like the stuff like The Fly and technical stuff, they just go like, oh, we just don't have to talk about it because it's in their eyes the small awards, the ones that we quote unquote don't care about.
Yeah, the ones that they filmed during the commercials, as they did in the last awards.
What?
Yeah, they they released the winners on Twitter. They filmed the they filmed the speeches during the commercials and beforehand, and just released them intermittently, not during the main show. It was really fucked up for all the lesser awards, if you will. But yeah, but The Fly, this was back when people were like, the Oscars are law when it comes to good or bad movies, and everyone was like, best makeup, good job.
Did it, boy.
Good work.
You did it, champ.
Good work, horror movie. You had your day. Now get back in the fucking box.
I go sit back down. No, you can't. Get the hell out of the building. Okay, we gave you your award. Get out of here. Go to your designated spot outside.
It feels like that sometimes. With that, let's just go through The Fly. Let's see. Why is Seth Brundle at this meet and greet if he doesn't want anyone to know what he's doing?
Think about that. Oh my god.
He's Jeff Goldblum and he's full of idiosyncrasies.
I love that he has like 5 different sets of the same outfit just lined up. And she's like, "Are you ever gonna change your clothes?" He's like, "What do you mean? I did."
Yeah.
That's funny.
I see that in movies, and sometimes I'm like, to do that at that time before there was online shopping, like you had to actually sit there, make sure there was 5 of the same size. I don't know if you guys have ever like clothes shop recently. Have you tried getting 5 of the same size shirt? It can be a bitch sometimes.
Dude, I've had to buy, I've been buying my outfit for Austin's wedding, and it's, I've done some clothes shopping, and it's been hard finding, multiple items of the same size. Like, I don't know how he did it.
Yeah, you have to go to different. It's fucking annoying. Like nowadays, I can see it. You get online, you go like add to cart, quantity 5, and then boom, you're done, and it just comes to you. It's amazing.
But he just shows up at this meet and greet, starts talking to Veronica, and is like, "I got something that'll change the world." And she's like, "Yeah, so does that guy." It's like, "Yeah, but he's lying, and I'm not." I love that.
What if that was like? What if he just was like? She says that, and he goes like, "Yeah, but I'm talking about my penis. What are you talking about?"
I've got something. Back at my place? I got something big, real big, and you're gonna see it.
Dude, that's even a joke later on. She's like, "I'm onto something really big."
Yeah.
And her creepy ex-boyfriend is like, "What is it? His cock?" I was like, finally.
I love that they have that argument in the middle of a crowded clothing store with people looking at it like, oh.
Yeah. And also, like, look, it's Goldblum. He's probably packing. I'm just saying.
You can see him in the movie. He is packing.
That man, that's probably why he's so happy. He's just like, he's packing.
I feel like this is like the 3rd or 4th episode of all of these shows in a row where somehow we've gotten to talking about some guy's dick.
Yeah, what was it? Like last episode was Jason Statham's dick.
Yep.
Now Jeff Goldblum's.
Yeah. Can't break tradition next week.
Won't be satisfied so we watch a movie where someone hangs a dong. To quote Always Sunny.
I'm sure we have, it just hasn't come up, so to speak.
What's the movie they're trying to see? Because like he hangs
Undergun Express.
There you go.
Yeah, she leaves, she walks away, and he like creepily follows her, gets right into her ear and says, "I think you're making a mistake. I think you really want to talk to me." Like, dude, you're not doing this well.
It's amazing. Like 80s, what can be considered hitting on people in the 80s, and what would be like, you don't do that nowadays.
Yeah. And she is very quick to just decide, "Oh yeah, I'll just go to this guy's secret lab in the middle of a bunch of storage containers that no one knows I'm going to." Walk into this room that's padlocked.
Doesn't look or sound rapey at all so far. Sounds like a nice guy.
Yeah. He's clearly wired. And he like this guy's on something.
Well, 80s Coke. She probably just thought he was on some Coke.
That's probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. You could get Coke in your fucking coffee at 7-Eleven.
When I did my brief like PA work on film sets in Austin, one of the time I was just talking about that, where like they would like working on films, someone would have a tray filled with Coke and they would just go around to the crew members and sniff.
My God.
Just keep going to the crew members, give them Coke.
We're in the wrong fucking business. I want a job where I can just be offered cocaine just to keep myself awake.
Yeah. I wouldn't take it, but to be offered cocaine on a tray, that's
I would say yes immediately. Be like, well, I mean, this is such a nice presentation. Yes.
I don't want to be the guy who's called into the production office and being like, I heard you're not a team player. Like, I don't want that to happen to me. I'm gonna do
as
both.
he's saying
You
that,
think I'm like-
as he's saying this, there's a mound of coke on his desk. Like, afraid you're not a team player here, Connor.
He looks like Mrs. Doubtfire when he like put the pie on his face, but it's like coke dust.
It'll be like a sand castle made out of coke. The statue. It'll be a statue of Jeff Goldblum Coke Castle. That's what it'll be.
Before
It looks like a replica of Jeff Goldblum's head, but then it sneezes and you realize it's just Jeff Goldblum covered in cocaine.
like right before he talks to you, there's just the body, the face, and the coke. And you're like, oh my god, is this guy dead? And he goes, all right, Connor. Heard you're not a team player out there.
Christ.
Here's a $1 bill. Make us proud. Or we can get the fuck out.
Oh, man. So Seth is like, hey, want to see my cool thing? And she's like, well, not really.
Out of context, it still sounds like we're talking about dick and not a telepod.
He's like, I worked really hard on presentation here and I'm trying to make, I don't know. But yeah, he's like, if you don't look at, you've seen him already, I have to kill you now. And she's like, jokes like they're old friends. Like, you just met this guy. He might be serious.
Yeah. And then he pulls out a knife and kills her. And then the credits roll. And I was like, wow, that was a really short movie. I don't know why it's called The Fly.
It's his fly. That's what the movie's about.
Come on.
Anyway, I thought it'd be funny if, like, right on the get-go, he's like, all right, now watch me try to move this monkey. Like, if he'd opened with that, there's no relationship.
No. I'm just gonna watch this monkey disappear.
Oh god. But he uses her stocking. I don't know why she didn't just give him the shoe. Like,
That was the most seductive thing.
Yeah, dude.
And I had a moment where even I was like, I was watching her and I had a moment where I was like, why am I like kind of oddly turned on, but also confused as to why she's doing this?
what oddly, I'm turned on because Geena Davis has legs for days.
Yeah. Even I was like, do we have if I was going to be like, we don't have to do this anymore. I can really show you what I've actually been talking about this entire time. This can come right after I come.
Dude, she even took her shoe off. Like, just give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was her reasoning? I don't wear jewelry. Like, you wear shoes.
You were stockings.
And he teleports it. And she's like, holy shit, this is amazing. And
my stocking back.
No, she says keep it after she's like, I'm gonna tell everybody. And he's like, no, I thought this was I thought you liked me.
Yeah. I really liked the line when she was like, I don't get it. And he said, no, you get it, you just can't handle it. I really like that because I feel like that would happen in real life.
Yeah, if somebody just teleported something in front of me, I wouldn't be like, oh sweet, we've got Star Trek now. I'd be like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
She goes to her editor, her boss, which is so problematic, but hey, 80s.
Woo!
Yeah, and he's like, he's conning you. It's not real. And she's like, no, I know what I saw. And he's like, well, not doing the story. So
yeah,
and
he
then
says it's a what do you say? A nightclub pickup trick. What is he talking? I've never seen that. I would like to know. But what the fuck is he talking about? It's a pickup trick.
It's that classic pickup line where you're like, hey, want to come back to my apartment and watch me teleport something?
Yeah. He's like, oh, it's classic. Everyone knows that. What? No.
Like, she's going to be so astonished. She's like, fuck me now. Like, how does that make any sense?
Let me get this other stocking off right now.
Brundle shows up and is like, I need that tape. He's
Yeah.
like, let me give you a burger. I'm surprised he didn't attack her. It felt like he was going to attack her.
Yeah. He's very creepy. That's what I'm saying. He's kind of stalkerish in this movie, and I have questions. Like, how does he find? First of all, how does he find where? I mean, okay, he knows where she works. How did he get to the party if he can't drive because he gets motion sick? And then I mean, when we get there, we'll get there. But when he crashed through the window at the abortion clinic, like how did he find her?
There's a lot of not talked about stalking in this movie.
When you can like basically jump rooftop to rooftop and you have great hearing and you overheard her say it's in me and I don't want it in me, you can connect the dots.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Again, when you're not if no one knows what we're talking about, all sounds like sex. It's in me. I don't want it in me. Get it out.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm just very happy we didn't see Brundlefly rape this woman because I had a feeling that was pitched.
Yeah. I thought that was coming up, honestly, when he was like, I'm going to hurt you if you stay here. I was like, oh, are they going to? Yeah.
On there? Are we going there, Cronenberg? Are we going? No, we're not. Thank God.
Mel Brooks had to step in and be like, no, we're not doing that, David. So they have a burger and Brundle proposes, hey, why don't you follow me around for the time I'm building this thing, film everything, and we'll see what happens. And she's like,
yeah, that's Brundle me like, look, you're hot. I really like the stalking thing you did. Do you want to both get your story and some sex? Like, I'm just saying 2 for 1.
It's the Brundle bundle. That's what I'm offering you.
Oh my God. They should have named the fly collection that you have, Caleb. That's what they should have named it. Instead of just the fly collection, they should have named it the Brundle bundle.
The Brundle bundle.
They absolutely should have. Yeah.
Yeah. Who published the movie? What company?
This is from Scream Factory. I mean, this says from Scream Factory. I don't know who originally published it.
I mean, they can hire us if they want. I mean,
Apparently she has literally nothing better to do than just to hang around with him filming everything for months.
Yeah.
So she accepts. And they fuck practically within the first 3 days.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's like all they do. Yeah.
Movie relationships move so goddamn fast.
I know. I love how they show it too. Like, it happens because like next thing you know, she's like filming and she's very clearly like just threw the clothes back on. I'm like, I know what just happened. You guys got around and you're like, hey, we got to do some work. Okay, we got to make this worth it here.
Oh God. So he can only transport inanimate objects. He can't do human, and he knows that because he has killed a few monkeys apparently.
Oh, dude, the monkey death. I forgot how gnarly that was when they showed it.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
God,
You just like the monkey looks so innocent. And then it turns into a fucking blob. I just watched the Planet of the Apes trilogy, so I got kind-hearted monkeys on the brain.
Did
So
you?
I was like,
Caesar?
no, yeah, Caesar, no,
No.
Cuba.
No, he can zap Koba. Fuck Koba. Yeah, the baboon turns inside out, and it's vicious and gnarly and just ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how the hand just like hits the fucking thing, and you're like, oh shit, what happened? And when they show you, you're like, oh.
This is one of the things I really liked about this movie is that I could tell throughout the entire thing that it was a horror movie, but it wasn't cheap jump scares. It was like I wanted to look away, but I could not.
That's Cronenberg.
It made me feel grossed out. Yeah, exactly. Because I wanted to see the detail of everything. Because the body, like inside out, it was very detailed. I was pretty impressed, but it was so like gnarly to look at, man.
That's the kind of work that gets you a Best Makeup Oscar.
Oh yeah.
I love Brundle's reactions. Like fuck.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know that was going to happen. You haven't changed anything.
Yeah. Also, where are you getting all these monkeys? Like, why? Because he has another monkey at the ready after that. He's like, all right, well, that one's dead.
I love when he gets drunk and is like, I didn't mean to kill your brother. I was dying.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's ordering monkeys by the fucking case from like Costco or something. And he's just, nobody's calling him on this. Like, how many monkeys can you buy before somebody starts asking questions?
He was like, I'll send the monkey to have some tests. Where? Like, what do you do? Like a vet, like you walk into the vet. Hi, can you run some tests on my monkey? What kind of tests? Well, it's hard to explain, but the monkey was over there on that side of the room. I pushed a button, then it was on the other side of the room. And I just want to make sure that he's like still a monkey. Can you do some tests or something, please? I don't know. Give him a banana, see if it works. I don't know.
This
What if he has
monkey
to, like,
was recently reconstructed at the molecular level. I don't know, maybe take some blood. I don't know. What do we do here?
what if he has to like fucking call on a cleanup crew every time? He's like, okay, look. So I did an experiment. The monkey went from one place to another, but not all of it. So like, and it's not fully dead. It's still kind of blood and guts.
I'll tell you one thing. After the third or fourth monkey, I'm going to stop cleaning it myself.
Yeah. Yep.
There was a deleted scene where a monkey, I think it was like a monkey and a cat fused together or something, and he beats it to death with a pipe.
Why? What?
They cut it out because somebody said, like, once your hero beats an animal to death with a pipe, you don't care about any of his problems anymore.
No. What? Dude.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's wild. So she wants to go get Seth a nice jacket because all he's got is the same suit. And Stathis follows her to the clothing store and it's like, I know what you did. And she's like, we broke up. Fuck off.
And that jacket was fucking ugly, by the way. I'm just saying.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not on Jeff Goldblum though. He could have pulled it off.
Oh yeah, dude. Come on. Oh yeah. Jeff Goldblum, you could put him in a dress, like a ballerina suit, and he would look good.
His IMDb photo is him with a rainbow shirt with a cat on it and checkerboard sleeves and a collar, glasses, puffed up hair on an orange background. Like that's his.
Man. He's happy. He figured it out.
What a great fashion style.
I love it. So Stathis is like, stop seeing him. And Davis is like, no, I will do whatever I want to do. They come onto something huge. And what happens after that?
This is also where he creepily is like, gets on his knees and like, you're a goddess. I'm like, dude, I get it. Like, okay, look. Yeah, again, we've said it. Gene Davis, hot as fuck. But come on, man. Like, every time I see guys do shit like that, like in real life, guys, I'm like, are you just that terrible at picking up women that the first like remotely attractive woman that said yes to you don't want to let go because that just makes you look worse on the breakup?
Yeah, I think it's called simping.
Oh yeah, dude. And he won at the end. Like,
is that what they call it? Is that what simping is? Is that the term?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's when like,
almost
like you're a goddess, I will worship you, like that shit, and you don't even know the shit.
That's what that means. That's what my almost 30-year-old ass hasn't been able to fucking understand. God damn, I'm hitting that age. God damn it.
I think there's only been a word for it in the past like year, so you're not alone.
Okay, I'm like, am I getting to that point where like terms are coming that I'm just that old guy that's just like, God bless the kids with their goddamn slang terms.
With your fucking TikToks and
what's a yeet? Tell me what a yeet is.
Jesus.
Well, Caleb, when someone really likes something, they say that that's fire. And what that means is that it's really good. So the fly is fire.
I still say things are boss. Like I'm trapped.
Yeah.
I can't learn new words anymore.
I've realized I'm stuck in like my like early 2000s like skater lingo, and I was never scared. Just love the words like sick and gnarly because I would use those all the time.
Yeah,
I blame the fact that I watched a lot of Jackass as a kid.
That'll do it.
Probably shouldn't have been, but it was. But yeah.
So Ronnie goes back to Seth, and Seth, they start talking about stuff, and she helps Seth have a breakthrough about what the computer can know. And he makes a steak. He puts one through the machine. She tries them, and the machine steak is like weird. It tastes synthetic. So the steak tastes weird, and I almost called him Malcolm. No, that's Jurassic Park. Brundle realizes the computer doesn't know what organic material is because he never taught the computer how to read organic material. And somehow he does that in like a day, which is amazing. Like, how do you teach an AI to recognize the difference between artificial and organic matter?
Isn't that like a big deal like right now? Like we're trying to do that like now. Figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just sits down and is like, I have to teach it, what the flesh is. And he sits down and he's like, clickety clack, done. It understands life.
The flesh. That's such a Cronenberg thing.
Also, I do love, because I looked it up. So he kept saying flesh. So I was like, I wonder. And I looked at him like, this did come out for Videodrome. I wonder if that was very much like Cronenberg kind of referencing that, or just, again, his key ideals he loves to explore so much. With the
Long live the new flesh.
Yeah. So I wondered that. I remember thinking, like, watching, like, if he doesn't get this to work, he really needs to start writing about Judgment Day, because holy shit, is that computer smart as fuck.
I love that he's like, in order to create this teleporter, I first had to create artificial intelligence, but we'll just skip through that. Like,
yeah.
what?
Oh my god. He didn't put any safety net. He didn't think, oh, what if a fucking bug gets in here?
Yeah.
You would think it would like stop him, like, hey, there's something else in there. But no.
No, that's too easy.
That would be.
But I do like, and you mentioned it with like what we're doing now with robots and like flesh and synthetics, and it's actually kind of not going too far off of Cronenberg's love of body horror and sex and all that stuff. But I mean, think about stuff we're doing now with like those fucking creepy ass sex robots that are supposed to be like lifelike and like the real thing, and they look fucking creepy. They look horrifying.
Yeah, they all look like like they're just staring into nothing. Like, I don't want to fuck that.
I don't. Like, no.
During the robot uprising, I don't want to be arrested for rape.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't want the horror of what happens when that thing has an uprising and I'm just like laying in bed one day and I just hear like, hello, Caleb.
Oh no.
This is, I am nice to everything just in case something takes over.
It's like you have a sex robot, and then the first thing it does when the robot's uprise is it uploads all your dick pics to like Instagram or something.
It just
like ha.
Right. It just gets near me like, all those times you abused me. Well, guess who has to do it now? I don't want to. I never wanted to. But now here we are.
Jesus. I have a feeling that might be what Crimes of the Future is about.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Because nobody knows what it's about yet. I've watched the trailer so many times and I don't understand any of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll find out.
So Brundle figured this out. He's like, give me 20 minutes. I'll teach it everything it needs to know about life. And
I'll just skip my food, clothes, shower, whatever I need to skip. This is my focus now.
And he moves the monkey again, but this time the monkey comes out pretty freaked the fuck out, but it still survived. It's like, what happened to me?
I was over there and now I'm over here.
I was dead and now I live again. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, if that monkey gets like a god complex, I am a god.
It comes out talking. It's like, this is unexpected. Brundle's like, let's send it out for tests. And we already covered how weird that is to say. And she finds a package that was delivered there. Weird, considering, Stathis knows where she lives, clearly. And it's the cover of the magazine that he's going to release just to spite her. And she's like, shit, I got to go deal with this. And this is my one gripe with the movie, that Seth immediately goes straight to, she's banging her ex. Like, what was the leap there?
The leap was he had alcohol. And alcohol leads to bad decisions once you've had too much.
That's what it was.
Scientists should not drink.
He had alcohol and a baboon.
Yeah.
That baboon was an attentive listener.
It was, yeah. He really sat there listening like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, with his hands like... yeah.
He's just like, huh, yeah, she is going back and just riding that dick. And it's not yours.
Oh, God.
I would have loved a sequence where the monkey talks back to him. You do you, Seth. She's clearly doing her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Her ex. Am
The
I right?
monkey comes to life. And it's like, yeah, you know what? She is cheating on you with her ex right now. I guess that means that me and you should, I don't know, get back at her. Why don't we fuck? Huh?
How drunk do you need to get, Seth? Because we got more champagne in the fridge.
Oh God.
I love his immediate. It's like, you know what? Fuck her. Let's do it. And he goes through the teleporter, and doesn't check anything. And there's a little fly. I love the flies fucking with the monkey first, just so you know it's there.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch.
I know that, like, it's a big moment, obviously, when he goes to the teleporter because he's gonna turn into a fucking fly. But that's such a fucking nerdy thing to do to get back at your girl. Because he's like, she is cheating on me. I'm gonna go through my fucking teleporter. That'll show her. Like,
I'll do it without her.
Yeah.
She did. She was hurt that he did it without her. And also, like, dude, we don't even know if the monkey's okay.
Yeah. And also, I came back.
I was gone for like 2 hours chewing out my ex for being an asshole. Like, dude.
Yeah.
That means he went very quick too. Like, she's with her ex, like immediately. It was like within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes out. I love the computers, like, subject 1, subject 2, and we're like, fuck.
Like, because it catches the fly, so it knows. Yeah.
Well, it does that, and I like how the camera shows the fly, so you're like, oh shit, it's in there with him.
I love it in the process of trying to create teleportation. Seth Brundle accidentally develops artificial intelligence and a fucking gene splicer.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, this guy's smart.
No, he's not.
Well,
Because he would.
he's technically smart, but he has terrible judgment.
Yeah.
He's he's that case we call like book smart. He's really book smart, but like common sense smart, like not so much. Like if you, the fact that, especially based off her demeanor, the fact that he jumped so quickly to like she's clearly cheating. Like she seemed like she was cheating in her stance before she left. Like she seemed clearly perturbed at what was sent in the mail. Like she didn't seem happy about it. Like it'd be one thing if she went, "Oh, what's that? Nothing." Then that would tell me like, okay, what's going on over there, huh? Why are you showing me what's in there, huh? Then I'd be wondering, like, is she cheating on me? But her whole thing was like, I gotta take care of this thing off my, or whatever she used. But I'm like, oh, so clearly she's like mad about whatever was sent.
Yeah. And he comes out and he's like, nice. And then, then he goes to bed and she wakes him up. He's like, it's the same night, Seth.
Yeah.
He just casually is like, I went through. She's like, oh, what? He's like, don't worry, I taped it.
Had Seth not gone through, this is how his night would have probably gone. He just would have gotten drunk a little bit, passed out in bed, and she would have come home. And it would have been a normal day.
She would have come back to find him balls deep in that baboon, and this would have ended
oh my
quickly.
God. What the fuck, man?
The story would have been Seth Brundle, genius, ? Monkey fucker ? Like, yeah.
Dude,
him and the monkey constantly do interviews as a couple.
The monkey insists. He's like trying to do it privately, but every time the monkey's like, well, why don't we do it together? What, are you ashamed of me?
Do you think they ever filmed themselves having sex? The camera's always there.
Absolutely.
The camera's always there.
Oh my God, yeah. They probably have to like sit there and be like, okay, so we need to edit this sex stuff.
Brundle has proven himself to be an expert at whatever he needs to be doing at the time. So I'm sure he taught the monkey how to use a camera and just had the monkey watch. At the very least. So when they get up,
I said that's awful.
I love the monkey offer like direction. Like, hey, can you get more to the left? Your ass shows a lot better if you move it to the left. The light hits it just the right spot. We need a good shot of that taint. I can't see it right now.
Jesus Christ. Oh boy.
I would sell my left leg to see Jeff Goldblum's taint. I'm just saying. to see something that no one has ever seen. But you know, everyone wants to. They just don't. The same way with Jaws. It's everyone's favorite movie, whether they've seen it or not. Jeff Goldblum's Taint is something that everyone wants to see, whether they know it or not.
I don't
feel
want
like-
to see the Taint.
I feel like the only taint
right now.
I feel like the only taint I've seen in Hollywood is Steve-O. At least
Yeah,
5
you've
times.
If you've
Yeah.
seen Jackass, what minus Knoxville, we've seen them in various states.
You don't see a lot of taint out there, which is probably
Is
a good
Jackass
thing.
considered Hollywood?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Paramount produces the films; they distribute them.
Yeah.
They get wide release in
movie.
theaters. Yeah,
Yeah, they get a lot of talent that calls them asking to be in the movie, which is really funny to me.
They wake up to see. She wakes up to see Goldblum just doing gymnastics because now he is like a super fly man.
Which it looked like it was still the same night. Like he didn't sleep very long. He's like, all right, I'm up.
Well, apparently he doesn't sleep anymore. Like that was a side effect of this. And he's very much like, I feel like $1 million. I've never felt better in my life. And she's like, you got weird hair growing out of your back. And he's like, what? People get weird hair when they get older. Like he's not looking into anything.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
It's like, look, I'm getting older. I don't get weird hair like that.
So I was thinking throughout the movie, like with each change, I was trying to like think about how a fly acts. Are flies strong? I don't know why he got strong.
Yeah. Flies proportionate to their size are very strong.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You'd
Are they
be
angry?
shocked.
Like, because he got angry.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that was like animal instinct kind of replacing his humanity.
Do they fuck a lot?
Oh yeah, flies are horny little fuckers. Apparently.
They have a lifespan of like 2 days, so they got to make it count.
I liked how this is the only thing I know about flies. I know that they like sugar, so I like how like he just ate nothing but sugar.
Yeah, candy bars. I love how they mocked him at the arm wrestling. He's like, watch out, this guy eats candy bars.
Yeah.
I will say what I like about like this transformation stuff is that I know we obviously like, the makeup effects won Oscar award, whatever. But it's not just makeup effects that really sell this. Like, and don't get me wrong, like they are phenomenal, exceptional. What also sells this, and now it sells it a lot, and you actually kind of get more of it. Obviously, is Chef Goldblum's performance is great. Like when he starts doing the little ticks with his
Yes.
Twitch when he's talking, he's like, I'm like, the fuck is this man doing? Like he really sells this transformation performance wise.
I love how much more aggressive he is after the transformation. He goes from being this fairly nice, kind of weird guy to like, I am a god and all will kneel before me.
Yeah.
It's like freaky.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, Jeff Goldblum is perfect for this role because the way he talks, I'm gonna do a horrible Jeff Goldblum impression, but he talks. He's like, oh, I'm a fly now and over here. Like he's very like the way that was awful, but you know what I mean. Like that's how he sounds, and that fits for a fly. Like the way he moves and the way that it's like you said, the ticks and everything. It fits. It's very fly-like.
Yeah, fly finds a way.
Yeah, fly finds a way. Yeah.
I love when he's in the coffee shop just rambling about existence and like just putting sugar in his coffee. And it's like, waiter, like Christ.
I love Davis's retort. You want some coffee with that sugar?
Yeah, he's like, what? Oh, he doesn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So at first,
As an avid coffee drinker, even I was like, stop putting sugar in that. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he goes pretty quickly from like, look how like awesome this is. Life is great. I've been ripped apart and put together at the molecular level. And it's cleansing. And from there, he went straight to like, I'm gonna you're jealous of my awesome existence and fuck you to Geena Davis, and goes and finds some bar chick he steals from an arm wrestling champ.
Yeah, who clearly does not pick good dudes because like how he looked face wise with like the marks and stuff on his face. I'm like, she has low standards. Because you look at that, I would have looked at me like, this guy looks like he's on drugs right now, like in hard drugs.
Yeah.
Like we're in the throes of addiction, hard drugs.
Yeah. And he breaks her boyfriend's arm almost off.
Yeah, and she just goes, you know what? Legs open, wide open for you. Get on in here, big guy.
Yep.
He takes her back. They bang. He tries to convince her to go through, and she's like, "No way!" And he's like, "Don't be afraid." And I love Geena Davis just shows up randomly. He's like, "No, be afraid."
Be very afraid. Yeah.
She just wanders in.
The iconic line: "Be afraid. Be very afraid."
Mhm.
Yeah, I like how she waits. The thing I was like, how long was she standing there? Or they had like nice little sexy bed talk. And then when she was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave, and then just standing there like, oh, banging a random bar chick, huh? Do you like that little line she gets in? She's like, thanks for a nice night. And I'm like, oh, you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what a bitch, dude. Man. I like how he's like, she's like, who's this? And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I also live with my mom.
Ouch.
I was like, dude. I was like, well, this relationship is over.
That fizzled quickly.
Yeah.
So around that time, he kicks her out. He's like, I don't need you to film me anymore. And then he goes to the bathroom and starts ripping his fingernails off.
That part was so fucking disgusting, man.
That part's so hurt for me. Something about like seeing,
Nails and teeth. Nails and teeth. I don't like nails and teeth.
No, and we get both in this movie, man. We get both.
Yeah. So Brundle starts thinking, this is weird. This shouldn't be happening. So he does some research and finds out that on the first transport, he got fused with a fly. And I love his eyes when he reads like, fly and Brundle combined. And he's like, he just is like, what?
He's like, well, okay, I'm gonna ask, because I like trying to put myself in character shoes when I watch movies. What would you do in that exact moment?
I would put both barrels of a shotgun in my mouth. And
exactly.
Yeah, no way. I'm not seeing that shit through.
No,
I'm done.
God.
Fuck that.
First off, I would never would have just drunkenly gone to the fucking pot. That never would have happened. I would have been like, no, wait till she gets back, see what happens.
Exactly. Yes.
I've met the ex. He's a douche. There's no way she's banging him right now. I can wait another hour, and then we'll get the Chinese food.
Yeah.
Oh, and he never got his spicy eggplant. That's sad.
She's been eating his spicy eggplant for a few days.
I'm sure it's not spicy because he washes well.
Oh God.
Well, not anymore. Now that he's Brundlefly, it's probably spicy again. Well, I mean, it's not there anymore. It's in his medicine cabinet, but
that doesn't mean it's not spicy.
It's there if she needs it.
Oh my God, dude, that's awful.
Homemade dildo.
I wouldn't No, the monkey gets in the cabinet, and you just see him gnawing on it in the background.
Oh no!
Monkey fucks with that thing.
Oh yeah.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry. I keep asking questions about flies. Do flies not have dicks?
They I think it's eggs. Insects lay eggs, right?
Yeah, but how do they get?
If they can reproduce, they have dicks.
So why did his fall off? I'm gonna Google this right now. But anyway, I'm not gonna.
Also, like hermaphrodites are like there's look, it's insects. Their reproductive does not work like humans. You don't walk around with a dick hanging out like we do.
I would love if that's how it worked. The flies are just like, who wants to bounce on this? Just walking around. How do flies reproduce?
That would be really funny. I'd get a good laugh out of that. Can you imagine like you go outside knowing that you might get a dick to the face because of a fly?
Holy shit. All right. The male initiates copulation by knocking himself into the female mid-flight or jumping on her when sitting, a behavior called striking. If she allows it, the houseflies take around 30 to 120 minutes to mate. A day later, the female housefly lays her eggs in feces or garbage. The eggs take at most a day to hatch. So flies are just flying around. It's like, I want that one. I'm going to smack her. And if the lady's like, touche. Well
okay,
played.
Okay, but for
touche.
Okay.
He inserts, and
how did we get here?
We get maggots.
But he inserts what?
Well, I think like his human dick fell off to make way for the fly dick. That's what I always thought.
Okay.
Look, just know he doesn't fuck the moment the dick falls off. Okay, so
right.
Good on
All right.
no fly sex in this movie.
This is a no-fly zone.
You know why his dick fell off, actually? It's because he masturbates too much. It's why you shouldn't touch yourself. Remember that, kids. Don't touch
I always
yourself.
heard you'll go blind.
No, really?
Hey, that sounds more likely. I've been going every day since I hit puberty. So
I had to get
Yeah,
LASIK, so
I just realized, Caleb, we have the same glasses, by the way.
oh, do we? Oh shit.
Yeah.
I just got these too.
Yep.
vision going away there, buddy.
Yeah, it's a problem. Recently single. You gotta. Anyway,
yeah.
The Fly.
Really?
She comes
Diverted
back.
from the Fly.
She comes back 4 weeks later after he calls her and is like, "Hey, you were right, and I need your help." And she comes back. She comes over, and he's got canes, and he's rotting, and his ear falls off.
Dude, that whole scene made me laugh so fucking hard because he's sitting there, he's about to eat a donut, and then he pukes, and he's like, "Well, that was disgusting." And then his ear falls off, and he's like, "Oh, my ear, no."
Well, I love he does the donut thing, like he's been doing it the whole time, and then forgets, like, oh, she's not gonna like this.
Yeah. Well, I had to look that apparently because that's what flies do. They like legit regurgitate their food before they eat. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
it's an enzyme.
Can you imagine as like a human being, like, all right, time to eat, and you have to vomit before you do it every single time?
Hey.
If we had to do that, though, would we even find it disgusting? It would just be part of our lives.
I don't think so.
You see somebody eating a burger before they puked on it, and they'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing? That's disgusting."
Throw up your other food.
Fun fact: Cronenberg did not tell Geena Davis that Goldblum's ear was going to fall off.
So her reaction was genuine.
Yep. She was like, "Oh God." Yeah.
Look, if I was a hot young Geena Davis and I came back and Goldblum just regurgitated before he ate, and then his ear fell off, be like, look, one or two things is going to happen. I'm just going to leave and never see you again. Or I'm shooting you and ending your misery now, and I'm still leaving. Either way, I'm not staying after seeing this.
Well, after
No.
their 2-hour fuck fest, I think she's got something invested in this.
Well, yeah.
Why? Apparently he never came, so what was the point?
That's a good point. Well, no, they banged like right. It was a time before that, I'm sure, where she got pregnant.
Oh yeah. I was before the 2-hour fuck fest. I was like, if the way that hour-long fuck fest went was like he never came. There's one thing I know about women when it comes to guys: either we come too soon or we don't do it soon enough, they still get pissed. Either way, it's never true satisfaction for them.
Okay. That sounds like it came from a real place.
Are you okay, Caleb?
I think that if he had come, it
Oh,
would have
no.
probably been more like that vomit enzyme, and she would have rotted from the inside out.
Oh my God. So I think, honestly, the baby is going to
Deadly
be.
semen.
What now?
Go on.
What did you say about cinnamon?
Deadly semen. Go on.
Oh,
What did you say about cinnamon? What did you say, Colton?
I said, I think the baby is going to be fine. Again, I haven't seen the second movie. Am I wrong? Is the baby not okay?
Oh, it's a fly.
No. Okay. Never mind.
It's
I was going to say,
a
because they had sex so
successful
much.
hybrid.
They had sex before he went in the machine. I'm sure she got pregnant then, but I guess not.
Now, fly people don't wear condoms. That's the worst part about them.
Oh, damn.
Apparently, like, I haven't seen Fly 2 either, but I guess Eric Stoltz is like human, and then he starts mutating into a fly. Like the genes catch up to him.
The baby's Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Oh my God. Well, all right.
Yeah, it sounds like he has to stop it from
Yeah.
from happening.
Since Caleb, you are the only one of us who can actually access that movie, you have to watch Fly 2 and tell us what it's about.
Watch it right now.
Well, wait.
That's not happening.
So obviously now things aren't looking too great for Brundle. He's
I would say
realized
they're
that
never better.
he's not even Brundle anymore. He says he's the offspring of Brundle and Housefly. He is Brundlefly.
Brundlefly.
He's already given himself a supervillain name. Not a good sign.
What's worse superhero?
He's like, never fear, Brundle's here. He starts vomiting on the bad guy.
Oh my God, dude. Oh
Boy.
fuck.
So around this time, Ronnie realizes she's pregnant. She tells Stathis, and he's like, "Well, you're gonna have an abortion, right?" She's like, "Probably, yeah."
Like for like the 80s, so cavalier, like, so we're going to get rid of this baby, right? Yeah, sweet, let's do it.
If there was ever an argument for an abortion, it's Brundlefly Jr. I mean, that dream sequence, though, man. I mean, that's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in a movie. Just her birthing the fucking maggot and him just holding it like, and it's wiggling like, oh dear God.
That's the scene that like a lot of actors like, I'm not doing that, and Gena's just like, oh, I'm cool with it.
Well, Geena Davis wouldn't come back for part 2 because of that scene. She's like, that scene took a lot out of me emotionally. I don't know if I can do anything like that again.
I don't know. I think right now I'm thinking about if I was in that position, legs up and a worm comes out of me, but it's not coming out of you. It just looks like it. I'm trying to think like, would I still be able to act after that? Like, because it's fake, but I don't know.
Coming out of you as a guy, because I've just seen season 3 of The Boys, and I have seen something with a penis I wasn't expecting to see.
No.
Yeah. You watched The Boys, Colton?
I've seen season 1.
All right.
Well, season 3, there's some interesting dick action that has set the bar for.
I'm going to straight up say it if you don't care.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, hold on. There might be people listening who have not yet seen The Boys. It's pretty new.
Don't say anything. How dare you, Caleb? How dare you try to spoil The Boys?
Are you serious right now?
I'm deadly serious.
You son of a bitch.
Our listeners are here to hear The Fly. What if they love The Boys and they haven't watched it yet?
It's not a major plot point.
I would have hated to find out that was going to happen.
I think you need to be prepared for this scene.
I think it's better if you know nothing, because you're going to.
Did you guys know that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's dad? Did you know that?
Fuck, I'm not caught up.
I'm sorry. I just found out the movie's playing in the background. I was like, whoa.
Did you know that in 1980 on the press tour, David Prowse told fucking everybody?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and nobody cared because I guess it wasn't televised. Nobody had Twitter. He basically said like, yeah, I'm his dad now. And
oh my God.
Yeah, Lucas. That's why Lucas and David Prowse had such a rough relationship after that, because he was like, you took the biggest moment of the franchise and you told people on the news.
Why would you do that? All right, fine. I'll tell Colin exactly what as soon as that recording button goes away.
All right, sounds good.
Son of a bitch. For all those who haven't seen it, though, it involves a penis. It involves a dick. Hard, soft, flaccid.
A penis and a dick, huh?
It's a penis, though. Can't comment on its girth, length, or what stage it was in, but I know it was a penis. Probably hard, though, in context of what was happening.
Considering the situation, it was very hard, yeah.
It was very hard until it wasn't.
So, Brundle.
Oh, yeah, the fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figures out that potentially he could unfuse himself by throwing a couple more people into the mix. And then never really works with that.
I said no. How did he get to that conclusion?
But it said that on the computer. It's like add in one or two or more human hosts, Brundle fly DNA removed successfully or something like that on the computer.
Oh yeah.
And then he just doesn't work with that because he's like, I kind of like being a fly.
Yeah.
Well, she decides to go through with the abortion. Brundlefly takes her out of the hospital, and Stathis goes back with his hunting rifle to take him out. Brundle vomits on his hand and ankle, taking away his hand and foot, which was
satisfying. It was satisfying to watch for me. I was like, that's right. Took that shit away from him.
He nearly vomited on his head, but
I know.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if I was Brundlefly, I would have done that on his face.
I was Geena Davis be like, you know what? This is a really convenient way to get this guy away from me.
He was the only one with a gun. She needed him. She needed his help at the time.
Yeah.
I would love if at the end he's like, so how about a date? And she's like, no means no. God damn it, no.
She just shoots him at the end after.
I would go lesbian after this.
Hey.
My first boyfriend is a creepy stalker, and my second boyfriend is a creepy fly man. I'm done.
I'd ask
Third
out that
time
monkey.
around. God.
He's the only normal person in this movie.
I just would never have a committed relationship ever. Be like, I'm just going to sleep around. Not ever committing again.
Does she tell this story? Do you think she like publishes this in the magazine? Like, I slept with a man fly?
I would.
Yeah, probably not.
She just goes on about how like it was the greatest sex she ever had. It was just so amazing. I orgasm like I never have in the past. So, like, okay, are you ashamed of yourself? What's going on here with this story, lady?
She had to have like sold it to some like niche kinky source, like a weird kink porn site or something. Oh, not a site, it's the 80s.
Like, porn site in the 80s. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Porn site in the 80s meant an actual location, a site where you went to the building
Yeah.
and hope to God you came out alive.
I know. Yeah. Speaking of the internet, I'm sorry. This is just something I heard recently. Did you hear that the guy who invented the internet apologized?
Well, I don't accept it.
I don't accept your apology.
He has a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
And also, for all the stupid shit we have on it, there's a lot I like about it. So no, go fuck yourself, Mr. Internet Inventor. That's having millions to live off until the day you die. And actually, well beyond that. Well beyond that.
Did he like? I have a feel. Like, did he make a lot of money off the internet, or did he get fucked over?
There's no way that man did not.
I have no idea. All I know is that I saw something that it was just the person who. Let me Google it.
What if he made a lot of money off the internet, right? He is a millionaire, but he's so ashamed of himself. He lives off the grid though, but he does have money out the ass.
He may. Well, maybe. Let's find out. Now we're on this. I'm curious. Bob Kahn. I like that name.
I'm like the only one not looking it up on my phone. I feel like.
Yeah, here he is. Tim Berners-Lee. He's from London. Owing to his decision to release the source code for free, his brainchild quickly took on a life of its own. I don't think who never directly profited off his invention. Yeah, he didn't make anything.
Oh, so
my God.
He's filthy rich. Got it.
That sucks. Anyway, Brundlefly's plan now is to genetically merge himself with Veronica and the baby to become the perfect family, regardless of what Veronica wants out of this. And she swipes at him and rips his fucking jaw off.
That was gnarly. And then
that was a good scene. That was nice.
He achieves his final form. He has achieved enlightenment.
Dude, when the fucking eyes like burst out. And, oh my God.
All I could think was like, do you really want that to be your husband there, lady? Because that would be horrifying to wake up to every day.
Brundlefly. And then he ends up teleporting Stathis, saves Veronica, fucks up pod 1, so Brundle ends up getting teleported and combined with the pod itself. And looks like some Videodrome fucking thing, which is great. He's just half fly, half telepod, crawling out of the machine. And I love when he grabs the barrel of the shotgun and puts it on his own head.
Yeah, half fly, half telepod, not human.
Part 2 is called Telefly.
Ooh,
Robofly.
I think I have something ridiculous. Or is it? Is it on here? Is it on my Blu-ray, my 4K, whatever it is? All right. So on Robocop, I saw it somewhere where someone had put, here it is. Part man, part machine, all cop.
Robocop. That's fucking stupid.
Oh, I love Robocop.
I've never seen it.
There's a moment where the bad guy walks into a room full of women and says, "Bitches leave," and they all just walk out. And then he talks to the guy he was trying to talk to.
By the way, the guy who says that is Red from that 70s show.
Yeah, good times. Geena Davis kills Brundlefly. Stathis limps around. Kind of seems pretty okay for a guy who just had his limbs vomited off by a fly man. And that's it. I guess she's gonna have the baby because there's a fly.
Yeah. I was surprised that that's where the movie ends. Like, there's no like happy, like, oh, we did it. No, it's literally like they shoot it and then movie and then roll credits.
Oh, that's not how Cronenberg works. Cronenberg very rarely believes in giving you a happy ending,
which I like about horror movies, man. It's not that I like it, but you don't always need to end on a happy note, you know?
Well, I feel like this is the happiest note we could end on. She didn't get morphed into a fly person with her unborn baby and this dude. Huh. I mean, the worst thing that happened was Stathis lost a hand and a leg, and Brundlefly exploded. So I'd say this worked out for everybody.
No, the worst thing that happened was a woman slept with a fly man.
Yeah, but she didn't know that.
And if you ignore the fly too, you could live in a world where she got an abortion.
Yeah. And hey, you know, with Stathis losing a foot, it's going to be harder to chase her. So true. Everybody wins.
Except if anything, before she needs to grab that key while she has a chance.
I would love if the movie ended with her fishing in his pocket and taking the key away.
Oh man, that would have been good. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Stop me? You have one hand.
Oh God. You wanna try to chase me? Oh wait.
I'll drive, I guess.
She just leaves him there. You know what? You can just stay here. You got this. You've been following me around anyway.
I bet the abortion doctor called the cops like, hey, some mutant freak thing took my patient. I don't know. I wonder if Bartok, I guess that's probably in Fly 2, where Bartok's like, he was onto something though. Here are some Filmgazm facts for The Fly. Number 1, in a 1987 interview on Sinister Image, Vincent Price revealed that when this remake was released, Jeff Goldblum wrote him a letter saying, quote, I hope you like it as much as I liked yours.
Oh.
Price was touched by the letter. He composed a reply and went to see the film, which he described as, quote, wonderful, right up to a certain point. It went a little too far. Shut up. This movie freaked out Vincent Price.
What a Vincent Price way of like just a class of saying like, I liked it up to a point. It was too much for me.
Yeah.
Like what a classy man. Like, no, like as a horror fan, right? Lifelong horror fan, you get so tired of hearing like it's vile, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's just a guy that's like, hey, look, it's a good film, very well made. Really enjoy what you did there. Just a little too much for me personally, just for my taste.
Yeah, I love Vincent Price. What a good guy. Number 2, David Cronenberg often has stated that he doesn't see the film as a horror movie so much as a metaphor for the aging process and terminal disease, and how dehumanizing the toll on the human body is to the person experiencing it and to those around close around them. So he made this as a metaphor for getting old and getting sick.
I have a message for David Cronenberg. He said that he didn't see this as a horror movie. What he just described is a fucking horror movie. What is he talking about? That is terrifying. Getting old, getting cancer is terrifying. This is a horror movie.
True. I don't know why Cronenberg. Anyway, some people have also claimed that it's also a metaphor for AIDS. And while Cronenberg has said he did not intend that to be the case, he is fine if people conclude that from his film. So he's like, I like that. He's like, if you took something away from it, great. It's a good message. That
it speaks to what film should be, right? Like at the end of the day, film's subjective, and there's obviously what the creators put into it and what their themes and what they're going for and what they're trying to say, and then what you're going to take from it. So like I said, like for Cronenberg, like I said, I totally get the whole idea of aging and disease and stuff like that. I get where I definitely watch the movie. I can definitely see that 100%. Those metaphors.
I got relatives that kind of look like Brundlefly.
Jesus. But I know some of your family too. God. But at the same time, I can see, especially at the time it came out, right, in '86, the height of the AIDS epidemic at the time, or you know, and what was going on with that. So I can see where like a viewer would be like, oh, I can see an AIDS metaphor, because I see that too. I can definitely see that, and I like that. Yes, he's not being that person to be like, well, this is why I put in, so your thing is false. He's being very much what you should be and saying like, well, film's subjective. This is what I did with it, but I can see where you're coming from. I totally accept what you're saying.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I love this so much. Mel Brooks didn't want people to know he was a producer for the film because he thought people wouldn't take it seriously if they knew he was involved. And when people did find out, he decided to make the most of it by handing out dealy boppers at the premiere. And those are headbands with little antennas, like goofy fly shit. So everyone at the premiere thought, oh, Mel Brooks is remaking a goofy Vincent Price movie. This ought to be a laugh. And then they saw the movie.
Like Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, this is the guy who did Young Frankenstein and the producers and Spaceballs. Well, that doesn't happen yet. But
Blazing Saddles had happened.
Blazing Saddles, yeah. Like, this will be hilarious. And I wonder how long into the movie people were like, oh, this isn't funny. That monkey exploded.
Didn't they do the same thing with Cabin in the Woods, but in reverse? Wasn't like all like the material like, oh, this is going to be like a horror movie, but when it came out, it was hilarious, or is it not supposed to be?
I think more of a horror comedy, and they hid the twist of what was actually happening from the marketing. Like that gets pulled from the marketing to make sure it wasn't revealed.
No, yeah, I remember that.
Because that was a big thing when it was like, I remember when the film started, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is supposed to be Cabin in the Woods. Why am I on these two guys? And it like switches. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
that's a good one. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Great movie.
1989's The Fly 2 follows Seth and Veronica's son Martin as he begins to mutate into a human fly thanks to his father's genes. Film stars Eric Stoltz as Martin Fly, and John Goetz returns as Stathis Borans. And the film is much harder to get than I expected. I intended to watch it for this, but it's not streaming anywhere. I can't rent it. I can't buy a DVD unless I want to shell out some serious cash. So The Fly 2 is pretty hard to get if you don't want to get the Fly bundle collection, the Brundle bundle that has all 5 films.
5?
Well, the original movie from 58, its 2 sequels, and then 1986's Fly and its sequel.
The original movie had 2 sequels. Oh my god!
Let me read the titles. Hold on, stand by, everyone.
Return of the Fly, Curse of the Fly.
Shut up. So we have The Fly. We have Return of the Fly. I'm gonna act like Connor didn't say anything and take away my mojo, you dick. The Curse of the Fly, then The Fly that we're talking about today, and then now The Fly 2. Thank you for this TED Talk. Fuck you, Connor.
Oh my god.
Oh my guys, please. I'm just here to talk about movies. Please don't get a divorce.
I hear fuck you, Connor, but what I really feel is you're my best friend. So I love you too, Caleb. Thank you.
Took away my thunder.
I was trying to move things along, goddammit. I didn't know you had it in your hands.
Yeah, I was pulling it out.
Well, anyway. Yeah, Fly 2. I hope to see it one day. I don't know how the hell I'm going to watch it. Sort of you mailing me the Blu-ray. So I eventually I'll hopefully get to see Fly 2.
Put it in when you get here, maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be there in a few months. We'll watch Fly 2 then. Sweet. Problem solved. I give this Fly a 9. It's a beautiful movie.
I give it a 9 as well. This is a great film, great horror film, horror classic, great Cronenberg. Cronenberg at his finest. Yeah. One of his finest. It's hard for me too, because I'm up there with the fans that also really likes Videodrome. So yeah, great film, great horror film, great Cronenberg film, just everything about it's great.
Oh yeah.
I give it a 9 too. I really liked the makeup. I liked, how it made me feel inside. It made me not feel warm and cuddly, but it made me feel gross and cold. And I'm glad that I'm doing this movie now, because I feel like the past 3 episodes that I have been in, I have done a different version of, or a different subgenre of horror. Like I did, I did like Lovecraftian horror, and then I did whatever the fuck Ghosts of Mars was, and now I'm doing this, which is really cool because I'm seeing because before I did this podcast, I thought like horror, I couldn't think of a lot of horror movies. I thought, okay, there's like the paranormal shit, there's the demonic shit, and then there's like the slasher shit. But now there's so much stuff, and I'm so glad that I don't know, this movie was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Horror is a vast spectrum, and it's different to everybody, and I love that.
The subgenres get so insanely ridiculous after a while. There's like subgenres everyone knows, and the shit that you're like, where is this falling under? And someone made some shit up just so they could put it in. It's great.
Well, this was a fun one. Thanks for everyone. Thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you liked it. If you like what we do, feel free to follow us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Filmgazm Productions. If you want to suggest films for us to check out, you can send us a message there, or you can email us at filmgazm@gmail.com. Check out our website, filmgazm.com, where we have reviews, articles, episodes of all of our shows, and trailers for upcoming movies. If you want to support the show, you can click on support this podcast on your preferred provider. We appreciate anything you want to throw our way. Next week, the cycle comes back around to me with my pick. In 19th century France, kind-hearted sailor Edmond Dantes is betrayed by his best friend Fernand Mondego and imprisoned for 13 years on charges of treason. While in prison, Edmond befriends a priest who teaches him how to read, write, and plot his revenge. Edmond escapes and reinvents himself to plan an elaborate vengeance where he will destroy Fernand's entire life and ultimately kill him as the Count of Monte Cristo. The 2002 adaptation of Alexandre Dumas' epic novel is one of my favorite films, and I'm excited to finally discuss it on the show next week. This is the ultimate revenge movie and a really fun watch. It's so good. Jim Caviezel, Guy Pearce, Richard Harris. It's fucking awesome. So I hope y'all enjoy it too. Also, don't miss Jurassic Park 3 on Fridays Beyond the Bad and the original 1993 masterpiece, Jurassic Park, on Oscar Sunday. In the meantime, don't test any experimental teleporters, or you might end up like Brundlefly. Be afraid. Be very afraid. And keep watching movies.